all my beautiful Facebook people in the house on a Tuesday. How y'all doing out there today? As always, I am going to be simulcasting here both on Facebook and on Instagram. So if y'all just give me a minute and pause for the cause like we do all the time, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Instagram crew, okay? Hello, hello. Hey, Instagram. How are y'all doing on a Tuesday? How y'all doing on this morning on a Tuesday, right? Like, this is totally out of the box. If you are new here, my name is Nick Scott, and I always go live a lot. And when I go live, I typically broadcast both on Instagram and on Facebook. Hello, hello, Awen Coaching. Thanks for joining. Michelle Amo, thanks for joining. And Vacay Goals, thanks for joining. And when I go live on both Facebook and on Instagram. Hi, Jalen. Thanks for joining. Tiffany Chanel Speaks. Thanks for joining. And my Instagram folks, they are coming in. Yeah. Hey, y'all. How are y'all doing today? Y'all doing good? So, okay. If you're new here, my name is Nick Scott. I am a personal brand coach, and I help women entrepreneurs grow their personal brand, maintain their personal brand. And why I go live is so that I can help people with their personal brand, with their business. And I like to give advice. I like to give some wisdom on Wednesdays and that type of thing. So today, I told y'all last week on Wisdom Wednesday that I was going to do this challenge. And I'm taking it back to my YouTube days. I'm taking it back to the YouTube days where the vloggers, they would start posting a vlog every day on their YouTube channel for the first 24 or 25 days of the month of December. And they called it Vlogmas, Vlogmas, because they were posting vlogs every single day on their YouTube channel. Well, you know, I'm not too far from the YouTube tree, you know, apples and trees, right? And I thought it was a great way for vloggers to get engagement and to really put themselves out there and gain some visibility. Well, I'm adapting it here for y'all on my Facebook and on my Instagram because I think that it is a great way to get some engagement and to get some visibility is to go live every single day for the first 24 days. I'm doing 24 days of the month, but I'm not going to call it Vlogmas. Okay. I'm not calling it Vlogmas. I'm going to call it Fabmas, right? Because everything is fab. My coaching program is called Fab Public Speaking. There's a whole framework that's developed around fab. And so we are just going to be fab. We are fab around here, okay? So all the fab entrepreneurs in the house, y'all go ahead and drop me some hearts in the comment section. Give me some hearts on Instagram because we are fab and we are doing Fabmas for the first 24 days of December, every single day, live with Nick Scott, your personal brand coach. So today, what were we going to talk about? We're going to talk about hustling and grinding. We are going to talk about hustling and grinding. Are you hustling or are you grinding, right? And I came up with this idea several weeks ago, right? I was just thinking about it. I'm like, everybody is always talking about hustling. I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling. Right? Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Hustler, hustler, right? This is for the G's and this is for the hustlers, right? This is for the hustlers. Now back to the G's. Like all of the, I mean, we hustling. Like everybody's hustling. You see it all over Instagram. Everybody's hustling. They hustling in the music business. They hustling on Instagram. They hustling on TV. They hustling in the streets. Right? Everybody's hustling. And I was like, I don't know if I'm a hustler. I've always felt like hustling and hustler had it was just something about it that didn't align with my spirit. Like it just didn't hit my spirit well. It didn't sit right with me. And so I started thinking about it like, what is it about hustling and hustler and hustle and the hustle, not the dance, the hustle for folks that are, you know, little more mature and in this thing, not the hustle, the dance, but the word hustle. Like, what is it about that word that I was just aversive about? Like, what was it? What is it about that word that I am completely aversive about? And for me, it comes down to, when you think about it, right? Outside of hustling as an entrepreneur, when you're using the word hustler, it's typically used in a negative connotation, right? Like, you think about, the first thing I think about, I'm just gonna be honest, the first thing that I think about when we're talking about every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, like, the first thing I think about is the dope man on the corner hustling, right? And if that ain't your world, I'm sorry. I might be giving y'all a little bit too much transparency into my background and where I'm from, but that is the first thing that I think about. Like, I don't think about me as an entrepreneur, as a personal brand coach out here every day I'm hustling. Like, I just don't, that just doesn't resonate with me. Like, if I'm thinking about the dope man on the corner hustling, that's not who I am, and that's not who I want to be in alignment with. Like, I just don't want that type of connotation tied to me, right? And I think that's why, for me, the word hustle, hustler, hustling, I just never really resonated with it. And a lot of times when I see it and when I post things on social media, I usually change the word hustle. Like, if I feel in my spirit that the word hustle should go here, then I change it to grind, right? Because I feel like grinding is working, like you working, right? And hustling is like, it's an output. Let's just put it like that. Let's just say grinding is the input and hustling is the output, right? And hustling doesn't have to be negative, and it does lead to really great things, right? Like, if you are hustling in your business, like you out here every day and you are making it happen by any means necessary, things are going to start popping. As long as you are putting one foot in front of the other, then things are going to start popping. I just don't feel like hustling is the way to get it. I feel like you should be grinding, right? Because that is the input. That is the input, no matter what you call the output, right? If you call it hustle and that's what you're good with, then that's fine. But if you are putting that work in, that real focused work, right? That real focused, strategic, intentional work as you're grinding, then it doesn't matter what the output is, right? It just does not matter what the output is. And the other thing about hustle for me that I'm like, okay, so hustle, you think about, was it Martin back in the 90s on his TV show? Was it Hustle Man, or is that a movie? I don't know. Hustle Man. Y'all know Hustle Man. Hustle Man was the guy who came in and he had like everything. Like, he had watches, he had jewelry, he had CDs, he had DVDs, he had tennis shoes, he had sandwiches, right? Because he was hustling. Like, he wasn't necessarily focused. He wasn't necessarily intentional. There was no strategy behind it. All he was doing was making sure that he was able to eat that day. All he was doing was making sure that he was able to pay his rent or his mortgage or his car note or buy the baby some diapers and formula or whatever for that day. Like, it was just that one, like, this is temporary. This is short term. I'm hustling. Hustle Man was short term. He was like, what you want? I got it. You want some candy? I got that. You want some hoop earrings? I got you. You want a Kango? I got that too. Like, there was no focus. It was no rhyme or reason. It was all about just getting the money, all about the transaction, all about the exchange of whatever I got to offer today for some currency, right? So you think about, Hustle Man. You think about hustling And the songs that are about hustling, like I said, I don't know about you, but when I hear those lyrics and I hear those songs, I don't think about entrepreneurs. I don't think about people who are out here building brands, and I don't think about myself as someone who is here to help women entrepreneurs establish, build, and maintain their personal brands. Like, I don't think about that. When I think about grinding, like I'm working, y'all, like I am grinding it out, right? I'm not thinking about what can I do today to do this quick turnaround transaction. Like, I'm in this for the long haul, right? I'm not offering all of these 30,000 items for you to choose from because all I'm concerned about is making the sale. But what I am doing is the input, putting in the work. As entrepreneurs and as people out here building your brands, as women out here building your brands, we should be concerned with the input, right? Because again, as long as we're putting one foot in front of the other, then we know we are going to get to our destination. Here's another example between hustling and grinding. When I think of grinding, right, I said it's very focused. I said it's intentional. And I said that it's purposeful, right? I think about a pharmacist, not a street pharmacist. I know I talked about the dope man on the corner earlier. I ain't talking about him right now. I'm talking about an actual pharmacist who went to school to post high school for 6 years and has a PharmD. So the actual doctor, the PharmD, that's what I'm talking about, the pharmacist. And when they make compound medications, they use, a lot of times they use what's called a mortar and pestle, right? And sometimes you'll use that in culinary arts too, right? Very focused, very attention. You have that mortar and that pestle and you just grinding whatever the compound is, you grinding it, grind it until it gets down to the state that you want it to be. And once it's in that state, the pharmacist can do whatever they need to do with it, right? So it's very focused. It's very intentional and it's very purposeful what they're doing and why they are using that mortar and pestle. So when I think about hustle, I think about what is that next opportunity? What is that next opportunity? I think of popcorn. I think of popcorn and it's so funny. So we have an air popper. And I guess this works if you have microwave popcorn too, but in an air popper, you can actually see what's going on. And in an air popper, you put, about a half a cup of kernels in there, and then you turn on the thing and all this air, this warm air starts to circulate all of the kernels, right? There's hundreds of kernels in there, maybe. I don't know how many. And so as that air starts to circulate around the kernels, when a kernel gets warm enough, then it pops, right? And then when the next kernel gets warm enough, then it pops again. And then soon, all of the kernels are like, it's just hot, right? It's getting hot in here and they just start popping. And to me, in my mind, that's what hustling looks like. It looks like popcorn in the popcorn maker. It looks like, okay, what is this next hot opportunity that I need to strike, right? The popcorn kernel does not pop until it's hot, right? So it's like I'm hustling. I need to strike while the iron's hot. I need to get in while it's good. I need to do this because I'm hustling. Because it's a short-term thinking approach. It's not a long-term thinking approach. Where again, think about the pharmacist or the culinary artist who is creating something very delicious. Y'all know I love that word. Something very delicious for you. They're very focused with that mortar and that pestle as they're grinding down the herbs to make sure that it's perfect for you, right? So hustle and grind. Are you hustling or are you grinding? Are you hustling or are you grinding? I'm grinding. And I encourage you to be grinding too. I encourage you to be focused. I encourage you to be intentional. I encourage you to be purposeful in all that you do with your brands and your businesses. Because I'm gonna be very honest. If you are taking that hustle approach, again, think about that popcorn. pop, 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 just all over the place. What's your audience doing? They don't know where to look. They don't know what to do. They're like, wait a minute, it's so much. Like, it just keeps coming. Like, you doing everything. And I think that we need to unnormalize, denormalize, misnormalize. I don't know what the proper word is. All of them, because I just said them. But I think that we need to unnormalize the idea that you need to be doing everything and be everything to everybody in order to be successful with your brand and your business, because all that does is cause confusion for your audience. And it has been proven, there is research on this, y'all. It has been proven time and time and time again that when you looking like popcorn, that your audience is going to be confused. And if your audience is confused, they're ultimately not going to get to know you, first of all, right? They might not like you. And then worse, they might not trust you, right? Because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, period. So if you like this, how can I get to know, like, and trust you? It's like, what's she doing today? What's she doing next month? Ooh, she got something else going on, right? Focus. Hustle and grind. I think about two artists. Two artists that I love. One I love more than the other, but two artists, female artists. Kandi Burruss and Beyonce Knowles Carter. Two artists. I met Kandi back in the 90s when she was with Xscape. And that's when I got to know Kandi. And I know Kandi as an artist, as a musician, as a producer in the music world. Well, she's reinvented herself in the last few years. And now she is very well known as a reality television star. And in some circles, she might be known as an actress, right? She's done a little bit of acting. And that's what she's done. And I would say since she has had this new opportunity, she has been hustling her tail off. Like her whole tail. She's been hustling her tail off, right? I said I knew Kandi from the 90s, from Xscape. And then now she's known as a reality TV star. She's known as a sex toy owner. She's known as a restaurant owner. Come on. She is known as all of these things, right? Because she's striking while the iron's hot. She's like, you know what? I'm going to use my celebrity, my newfound stardom, superstardom, this reignition of who I am as a celebrity, and whatever I can get into, I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna own Tag's Boutique. I'm gonna have bedroom Kandi. I'm gonna have a lipstick line. I'm gonna make plays like Tyler Perry. Wherever I can get my money, I'm gonna get it. Now let me ask you something. How is this different than Hustle Man? How is what Kandi doing? How is what she's doing different than Hustle Man? What y'all want? What you need? What you need? I got it. I can do it. I can sing. I'm on The Masked Singer. Won The Masked Singer. First woman, black woman to ever win The Masked Singer. I love The Masked Singer. But I'm going to do it all. I'm doing it all. What you need, what you want. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I think she might have even said that, right? In one of the shows on Housewives of Atlanta. You can't ignore me because I'm everywhere, right? But that's a hustle. Like, she is out here hustling. And I'm not saying that she's not successful. I'm not saying that you can't get success in the hustle. That's not what I'm saying. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. Kandi is very successful in her own right. I love Kandi Burruss. I think she's very smart in how she handles her money. I don't know if the hustle approach is the best way for her to flip her money, to leverage her money, and to maximize her money, right? So then the other artist that I talked about, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. We know her. We know B. How we know B? We know her from Destiny's Child because she was singing. Like they was singing in the backyard before they even became no, 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 no. When it's really yeah, 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 yeah. Like they were grinding it out in the backyard, boot camp style, with Daddy Knowles for years before she became the lead singer of Destiny's Child, before she became Beyonce, right? Before she became the wife to Jay-Z and the mother to her children, right? She was grinding. She knew exactly what she wanted. Like she knew the whole time that she wanted to be a solo artist. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. She knew she wanted to be a solo artist, right? And she was laser focused on that. It wasn't no popcorn. Nope, it sure wasn't. It was not popcorn. It was not popcorn. Very focused, very strategic, very intentional, right? And it wasn't until later, she was like, oh, I'm pretty established right here. Maybe I can expand on this. Oh, wait a minute, that didn't work. Let me pull that back real quick, right? Because she's intentional, she's focused. And she knows exactly what she wants and where and let's talk about the net worth between Kandi Burruss, hustler, and Beyonce Knowles. Grinding it out still. Decades later, let's talk about their net worth. Okay? Their net worth. Let's talk about it. How has I said I am not saying that Kandi's not successful. Remember I said that. I do think that there is a better way for her to leverage her money, her position of being rich. That's what I said. And when we're talking about net worth, Kandi, she's probably worth, I don't know, like 20 or $30 million. How much is Beyonce's net worth? Way more than 20 or $30 million, right? And it's because she's been focused. She's been grinding. She ain't out here looking like Hustle Man. She's everywhere, but she ain't everywhere the way that Kandi is. You understand what I'm saying? So hustle versus grind. Are you hustling or are you grinding? Are you hustling or are you grinding? What type of connection do you want to make with your audience? What type of impression do you want to make with your audience when it comes to who you are and what you're doing and what you stand for, right? And I'm not saying don't leverage opportunities. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying be focused, be intentional, be purposeful, have direction, and give things a chance to work out. Don't be out here looking like popcorn. A lot of y'all's brands and your businesses look like popcorn in the air popper. I'm confused. But then some of y'all's brands and businesses look like the pharmacist or the culinary artist with the mortar and pestle. Now, if you are ready to start to build that brand and start to grind this thing out, I invite you to download the Boost Your Brand Blueprint Roadmap. The Boost Your Brand Roadmap. The roadmap is free for you to download. If you're on Instagram, just go to my bio and click the link in my bio. If you're on Facebook, the link is right in the caption section of this post. And download it and start to implement, start to be focused and take those steps, right? There's 7 steps in this roadmap. Start to take those steps so that you can start to grind it out with your businesses and with your brands. Okay? My name is Nick Scott, and I am a personal brand coach where I help women entrepreneurs not just establish, not just grow, but maintain their personal brands. And thank y'all for rocking with me today. And I'm going to leave y'all one last time with the question. Are you hustling? Are you hustling or are you grinding? I'll see y'all in the next one.